evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. A team from World Crafts Council is to visit the Wilaya of Bala tomorrow to nominate it as a global crafts city. And Iran withholds a British oil tanker, and the United Kingdom warns of ramifications. Those are the headlines, and now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of greetings to His Majesty King Philippe of the Kingdom of Belgium on his country's National Day. A team from the World Crafts Council will visit the Sultanate tomorrow to start a field evaluation to nominate the Wilaya of Bala and the Governorate of Dakhliya to be a global craft city. The team will get acquainted with some craft activities and events in the Wilaya. The field program will include a detailed visual presentation about all craft features and aspects of the Wilaya. The team will also visit a number of assessment sites such as pottery production factories, training centre and Bala Oasis Archaeological Project, enlisted as part of the World Heritage List as being the first cultural reserve in the Sultanate, and Salute Archaeological Site. The British government's emergency Cobra meeting is to meet for the second time following an incident involving two vessels in the Strait of Hormuz, one of which is still in Iranian hands. The Cobra committee first convened on Friday evening after it emerged that two oil tankers, one British flagged but operated by Sweden-based Stena Bulk, the other Liberian flagged but British operated, had been seized by Iran in the key shipping lane in the Gulf. The latter of the two ships was later released. Following the first meeting, British Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt accused Iran of a tit-for-tat response after the seizure by the British Navy of Iran's Grace 1 tanker in Gibraltar on July the 4th on suspicion of smuggling oil to Syria in breach of European Union sanctions. Meanwhile, Iran said today that it seized a British-flagged oil tanker because it was involved in an accident. Iran's elite Revolutionary Guard took control of the Stena Impero in the Strait of Hormuz on Friday after it collided with an Iranian fishing boat whose distress call it ignored. The head of Ports and Maritime Organization in southern Hormozgan province said its crew would remain in the Iranian port of Bandar Abbas while the accident was investigated. The World Health Organization withdrew a report that said an Ebola patient may have entered Rwanda, suggesting the deadly virus could spread to the country for the first time. The report, another written by Uganda's Health Ministry and published as daily updates by the WHO's Africa office, detailed the case of a Congolese fishmonger who died of Ebola after going to Uganda and vomiting 4 times. WHO said investigators concluded Ebola victim did not enter Rwanda. A Congolese woman who may have spread the deadly Ebola virus in Uganda did not go to Rwanda or the Congolese city of Goma. Peruvian authorities evacuated hundreds of people living near a volcano in the country's south after explosions and ash emissions yesterday. President Martin Vizcarra traveled to the neighboring region to coordinate aid and prevention for the emissions of the ash that came close to the border with Chile. The authorities ordered the evacuation after the Beacons volcano, the most active in the country, recorded 2 explosions that led to ash being spewed within a radius of 25 kilometers, affecting at least 8 inhabited areas. The Education Ministry said that in towns near the volcano, about 1,200 kilometers south of Lima, classes were suspended and people were given masks and goggles as protection against the ash and gases from the volcano. Southern Peru, an area where there are important mining sites, is home to dozen active volcanoes. Peru is also in the so-called Pacific Ring of Fire, an area with a high incidence of earthquakes and volcanic activity. The death toll from a huge explosion that rocked a gas plant in central China has risen to 12, with 3 people still missing. Yesterday's blast at the Henan Coal Gas Group factory left another 13 people seriously wounded and more with light injuries. The blast shattered windows and doors of buildings in a 3-kilometer radius. In March, a blast at the chemical plant in Eastern Province killed 78 people and injured hundreds. The powerful explosion in the eastern city of Yangcheng toppled several buildings in the industrial park, blew out windows of nearby homes, and even dented metal garage doors. In 2015, China suffered one of its worst industrial accidents when a giant chemical blast in the northern port city of Tianjin killed at least 165 people. Played in the searing heat of the Egyptian summer, this year's Africa Cup of Nations defied logic and, on the pitch at least, turned into a surprising success. In terms of drama on the field and football quality, the tournament was a step up on previous editions, and encouragingly, two teams led by young African coaches reached yesterday's final, with Algeria beating Senegal 1-0. South Africa knocked out hosts Egypt and then lost out to a last-minute goal in the quarter-final against Nigeria, who themselves were sunk by a Riyad Mahrez free kick deep into stoppage time in the semi-final against Algeria. There were tears as Algeria forward Baghdad Bounja, scorer of the only goal in the final, wept inconsolably on the bench after missing a second-half penalty and being taken off in the quarter-final against Ivory Coast. Today is the 50th anniversary of humanity's first moon landing, in which the late Neil Armstrong first stepped onto the moon. Apollo 11 astronauts Buzz Aldrin and Michael Collins had reunited yesterday on the eve of the 50th anniversary of humanity's first moon landing. They gathered in the Oval Office with U.S. President Donald Trump, who got a rundown on his administration's plans to get astronauts back on the moon by 2024 and then onto Mars in the 2030s. Both sons of the late Neil Armstrong, the first man to step onto the moon on July 20, 1969, also attended, as well as First Lady Melania Trump, Vice President Mike Pence, and NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine. 88-year-old Collins, who circled the moon alone in the command module while Armstrong and Aldrin descended in the Eagle, told the president that he supports going directly to Mars and bypassing the moon. Back to some more local news. One stop station in Almazuna Free Zone has now become officially operational. Business owners and investors can register their businesses and obtain other investment-related services within less than 3 hours. The one-stop station includes representatives from Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Ministry of Manpower, Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and insurance companies to fast-track all transactions and permit necessary to start a business. Manufacturing sector achieved an annual growth by 2.6% during the period from 2015 to 2017. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry stated that the manufacturing sector has gained momentum due to positive and stable outlook at the medium range. The ministry affirmed that it will continue its role in drafting a domestic value-added strategy for the manufacturing sector, which in turn will expand the manufacturing database in Oman, transfer knowledge and technology, and promote more job vacancies for national manpower. The total investments of traditional banks in the securities in the Sultanate increased to 3.4 billion Omani riyals by the end of April 2019. The Central Bank of Oman's CBO stated that the total deposits in the traditional banks increased by 4.7%, reaching 19.8 billion Omani riyals during the same period. The central bank stated that the government deposits in the traditional banks witnessed an increase by 10.3%, amounting to 5.7 billion Omani riyals. According to CBO, the investment in the government treasury bills amounted to 290 million Omani riyals. Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over most of the governorates, with chances of low cloud and fog late at night and early morning over the coast of the Arabian Sea. Clear to partly cloudy skies with chances of intermittent drizzle are expected over the governorates of Dhofar. Winds will be southeasterly light to moderate, and seas will be moderate with a maximum wave height of 2 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. A team from World Crafts Council is to visit the Wilaya of Bala tomorrow to nominate it as a global crafts city. And Iran withholds a British oil tanker, and the United Kingdom warns of ramifications. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studio, it's good night.
ما الذي يدفعنا لفعل الخير؟ هل هي فطرة أم ثقافة تناقلناها جيلا بعد جيل؟ مفهوم عمل الخير واسع ومتعدد، ويبقى سببا رئيسيا في تقدم الحضارة الإنسانية. جاءت جائزة السلطان قابوس للعمل التطوعي ملائمة لكافة الفئات كالجمعيات والأفراد والمؤسسات، مع تنوع مجالاتها واختصاصاتها. ومن هذا المنطلق تعلن وزارة التنمية الاجتماعية عن بدء الترشح للجائزة في نسختها السادسة. للترشح يرجى التسجيل عبر الموقع الإلكتروني www.mosd.gov.om/HMV. جائزة السلطان قابوس للعمل التطوعي، تطوعي حياة.
عزيزي المواطن والمقيم، عند شروعك للقيام بعمل مظلة خارجية للسيارات يجب عليك مراجعة البلدية في ولايتك أو زيارة موقع الوزارة www.mrmwr.gov.om لمعرفة الضوابط والاشتراطات الفنية الواجب توفرها واستكمال الإجراءات اللازمة لأخذ الموافقة البلدية، وذلك استناداً إلى لائحة تنظيم إقامة مظلات السيارات أمام المنازل خارج حدود قطعة الأرض الصادرة بالقرار الوزاري رقم 63/2017. مع تحيات وزارة البلديات الإقليمية وموارد المياه. جودة وتميز نحو خدمات بلدية ومائية وشراكة مجتمعية رائدة.
باغي أضبط هذا المبنى، ما أعرف ما أختار له من الألوان. نشوف الأزرق الفاتح، ما يمشي.
هذا تشويه للمظهر العام.
تو مو في ذا الكمبيوتر. أجرب المظلة. بعد ما يمشي.
هذا تعدي على خط الخدمات.
مو الواحد يسوي مو. خلني استفيد من هذا السطح واعمل لي غرفة إضافية.
هذا تشويه للمنظر العام وخطر على السلامة.
لكن بدون كذا ما يصلح تسوي على رايك وتسوي على الشيء.
الإضافات في البناء بمواد غير ثابتة خطر على السلامة.
ما باغي أغير شيء في هذا المبنى وخله على حاله.
الحين انت سويت هذا الشيء خطأ. ما البلدية ما توافق عليه ولا احنا موافقين عليه. احنا ما راضين، يعني ما راضين. نروح نجي البلدية
عذبتنا يا أخي. الموضوع محتاج شيء واحد بس وتقدر تسوي اللي تريده من غير مخالفات.
أخذ الموافقات من البلدية يسهل لك بإشراف من مهندسين معتمدين إجراء التعديلات التي تود إنجازها في المبنى وفق الاشتراطات المنصوص عليها.
إن شاء الله أنا بروح البلدية وبحل الموضوع.
مع تحيات بلدية مسقط.
عزيزي المواطن، تعد عملية نقل المياه الجوفية من البئر إلى موقع آخر أو تعبئتها بغرض البيع مخالفة للأنظمة واللوائح المتبعة ويعاقب عليها القانون، فاحرص على أن يكون لديك تصريح مسبق ساري المفعول قبل قيامك بذلك، فالمحافظة على المياه من الهدر والاستنزاف مسؤولية الجميع. مع تحيات وزارة البلديات الإقليمية وموارد المياه، جودة وتميز نحو خدمات بلدية ومائية وشراكة مجتمعية رائدة.
يقضي الناس أجمل أوقاتهم ويسجلون ذكرياتهم الممزوجة بالفرح والاستمتاع، فيفترشون العشب ويتناولون وجباتهم المملوءة بالمحبة والمشاركة، وتسمع ضحكات الأطفال المختلطة بصوت أمواج البحر. ولكن هناك ممارسات تشوه هذا الجمال وتحرم الناس من الاستمتاع على الشواطئ، فيد تقتلع النباتات من أجل حرقها بغرض الشواء، ودخان يعبق بالمحيط فيزعج زوار المكان ويضايقهم، وجمرة تحرق المسطحات الخضراء. وبدلا من رمي المخلفات في الأماكن المخصصة لها نراها منتشرة على الشاطئ، فيتعرض المرتادون للإصابات بالجروح بسبب أعواد الشواء، وتصل القمامة إلى المياه فيتلوث البحر، وتتعرض الكائنات البحرية للتسمم والموت. وفجأة يخترق هدوء المكان ضجيج الدراجات والمركبات دون أن يدرك من يمارس هذا الفعل أن ذلك يشكل إزعاجا وخطرا على مرتادي الشواطئ. حافظ على نظافة الشواطئ والمسطحات الخضراء وتجنب مضايقة الآخرين حتى لا تكون عرضة للمساءلة القانونية. مع تحيات بلدية مسقط.